Hey, alright guys, what is up? Today I have another tournament game. I'm going to be playing Robjr in the pound for pound tournament. Basically, it's kind of practice for the Grand Slam that's coming up this summer. And today we're going to be playing a best of 3 RU game. And let me just run through the team I will be using for this tournament game. It is a team that my friend passed me. It's Flyenia Moltres and then a Scarf Drapion with a defensive Milotic with Toxic Refresh, and then a Banded Zygarde with Earthquake instead of Toxic for extra punch, then a standard Max offensive Blastoise, and then a Spadef Bronzong. This team is kind of weak to Snorlax, and that's kind of like my main fear with this because I'm not running Haze on Milotic. Also, I'm somewhat weak to Verzian. However, but I don't think he will bring a Verzian, so I'm just gonna hop right in and see what's gonna happen from there. Yeah, but let me pull up his scouter report that I did. He doesn't do much RU, so I actually had to search up his ladder tournament alt and find that he likes to play this weird kind of stall, and he also likes this kind of offensive team right here. With that, all right, so it looks like we're in, and I'm gonna just see what's going on. Okay, fun. All right. So the first thing I notice is that he is going to be a lead Frostlass. Let's see. I think I've actually seen this team. Let me just search it up before, because if he's gonna use a team that is pretty public, I might as well search up and see the sets, right? So he's gonna lead Frostlass, Spike Up. It has Thunderbolt, interesting. Then Ice Beam. So the Blade. All right, sick. Rapid Spin Stoice. All right, cool. I think I got the general gist. So, what I want to do in this game is basically limit him to one spike, and my way of doing that is to go Drapion, because that way he's not going to be able to Destiny Bond me, and that'll make things a lot easier later on in the game. Drapion is going to be very crucial in this for me to dealing with Shaman. I also really do not want him getting rocks up with Nidoqueen, so I have to pressure that out. That way I have a Moltres to deal with the Shaman. Another thing that's very important is that on Honchkrow that I go into my Bronzong or something of the sort, and then try to make sure that he doesn't set up on me. However, it looks like he's a Z move. I'm actually gonna go through this and try to figure out which one he is. He is Darkium. Interesting. So right here, he's probably going to be going for a Brave Bird, which is fine. Wow, this is a really big threat to my team, huh? Let me just calc how much it does to a Blastoise. So Blastoise, custom set, max, on a Honchkrow at +1. Sucker is not going to be killing. And then I can revenge with, wait, where's Ice Beam? Ice Beam is going to be able to pick it up. So, it's fine. Now, the question is, what is the most expendable member on this team right now? Zygarde is very good because it can just spam Earthquakes, or not Earthquakes, Thousand Arrows later on in this game. Milotic is very good because it's able to check Blastoise. Now, I'm thinking the most expendable right now is Bronzong. Because other than this Nidoqueen, which I have ways to revenge for, and this looks like it's going to be Scarf Shaman, yeah, it's Scarf Shaman. Other than that, I have answers within, like, Moltres, I guess. However, I kind of think I'll be fine. I can protect up on the Z move right here. That's fine. And then, because he's not going to be able to do much with his other moves, I can actually get up rocks, which would be like, oh, and he actually has some good tech for this. How much does Haunch go to Moltres? Because then I can save this later and get up rocks if I really need to. Not +1, just regular. It's going to be doing that much. And then I could roost up if I wanted to and then try to outplay. However, I don't think that's in my best interest. So I think I'm going to go back into Drapion, which is fine. And then on a Sucker, I'm going to double out into Moltres. I think that's my play right here. Good, cool. And then right here, I can just go for a Fire Blast, which should be, that should be fine. Cool, sick. Alright. Fire Blast should be fine play right here. I'm just going to hit the timer. He doesn't really have a fire resist other than like Blastoise, but Blastoise, after it takes, I believe, 6%, I think that it drops to a offensive Moltres with its Z move. Let me show you. No, it takes, or if it's max. It's max. Yeah, it needs about 10% or so, and then it should be able to drop. And he's just going to go for Sucker Punch and then get some chip on me before he's going to go down, which is fine. Alright. So, Moltres is at 57, which is incredibly good for me right now, because I'm just out of range for this Doublade for a Shadow Sneak, a +2 Shadow Sneak. Let me calc that. Doublade. Your Swords Dance. Yeah. I'm basically just out of range, which is incredibly good for me. So I'm gonna go into Milotic here, and there's Water Pulse, and then click Toxic. That way I can wear down this Blastoise when it wants to come in, and if he wants to go Shaman, that's fine by me. He lets me get this Toxic on the Blastoise, which is going to be very important later on in this game. Okay, and he goes for Dark Pulse Flinch, and he doesn't get it, which is incredibly good for me right now. I do not want to just throw out this Drapion because I feel like I can come in later. So I'm just going to go Bronzong. And he's going to go Frostlass, and if he goes for Destiny Bond, that's fine by me. If he wants to get up another Spike, that's also fine by me. But getting up this, getting rid of his Frostlass is going to be very important later on in this game. So now it opts to go into his Blastoise, and he's going to click Dark Pulse for sure. Like, without a doubt in my mind, because there's no need for him not to. And because of that, I'm really thinking of sacking my Drapion, because it's looking very expendable right now. I don't really need it later on. And then I want to calc how much it's going to take, yeah, this should be fine. I think sacking Drapion is always my play right here, for sure. So I'm going to sack my Drapion, and I'm going to go into my Milotic and click Toxic again. I want to catch his Shaman, his incoming Shaman, so I'm able to put it on a timer, or at least do something to it. That way, I'm not just wasting turns. However, he's going to stay in Dark Pulse, and I can just recover up here, because as soon as he loses his Blastoise, I'm just going to be able to win with my other Mons here. So I'm just going to go Blastoise here. Oh, and he actually predicts it and goes for a Thunderbolt, which is a very solid play. Now I can just go out to my Zygarde, and I can click an Earthquake, and it's going to do heavy damage to something or the other. And if he decides to go Shaman, that's fine, because it's still going to be taking a lot of chip, and then I can go right back into Bronzong. I really think he's going to double. Actually, I know he's going to double here, but the question is, do I make the safe play? I'm going to be a bit more aggressive and going into Moltres, because I don't want him to double out into anything else. So I think that's just going to be my best play right now, to double out to Moltres. And if he goes, let's see what he does. He just goes for a Seed Flare, and he doesn't get the drop, which is very good for me right now. I'm just going to be able to roost up, and then I want to save this Z Hurricane for the Nidoqueen, because, well, let me think here. Because if I get rid of this, Yeah, I want to say. Actually, no. I'm just gonna drop my Z Hurricane right now because I have things that are like technically answers for Nidoking or Nidoqueen within Bronzong and within if he decides to go for Thunderbolt, I can just go into Zygarde and I can do some damage with Earthquake. So what I think he's gonna do is he's gonna go for Thunderbolt. So I'm just gonna go into my Bronzong, which is fine, and I'm just going to protect to get a little recovery back. And he decides to go for the rocks, which is a very solid play. Now, I want to get up my own rocks. That way I'm able to pressure something when it comes in, whether he decides to go to Doublade or not. So I'm just going to go hard into my Milotic. Actually, yes, I think hard Milotic is my play, regardless of if he decides to go for Thunderbolt. So I'm just going to recover if he decides to go to decides to go for Thunderbolt, which does a lot. So I'm just going to Scald now. At this point, my way of winning is to make sure Moltres is healthy enough and he doesn't get to +2 on me. So I'm just going to go for another Scald, and I'm going to be able to pick this off. Now, if he decides to go into Shaman and click Seed Flare, or depending on what he does. So I'm just going to Toxic in case if he's not. Okay, so he's Seed Flare. And now I can just go into my Moltres and then Roost up here. And he gets a Spadef drop, and I can just go for a Fire Blast, and I get that. And because I hit this Fire Blast, and due to his ability No Guard and Doublade, I will be able to hit this Fire Blast, and I should be able to knock him out here. So let me just, yep, and that's going to be game 1. I'm just going to hide this room real quick. And then I'm going to ask him to challenge for game 2. But yeah, I just had a pretty standard team I brought, and I thought it was pretty solid, so that's pretty sick. And that's going to be how game 1 ends, which is, I was very happy with the way game 1 ended. Now, with my game 2 team, I plan on bringing, oops, where'd it go? This team right here. It's going to be Choice Band Tyrantrum with Protect, Pursuit, Escavalier, and then SD Gracium Z Virizion with, again, Max Blastoise, running Water Pulse, Aura Sphere, and Dark Pulse, and then Twisted Spoon Necrozma with Heat Wave, which is pretty cool, and then Scarf Moltres, which is a very solid team that my friend pressed. Oops, I should probably name it. My friend Trace passing this team, and I really like it, so I think I'm just going to use it for game 2, and we're going to get started right away. Now, again, I've seen this team before. He's brought it in, or not, I don't know if he's brought it in like big tour game things, but I've seen him with this team like on replay, so I'm just going to watch it real quick again. It's going to be standard Toxic Registeel with Blastoise running Ice Beam, and then Emergency Exit Golisopod. Noivern is Z-move, and then this thing is Autotomize, and then looks like to be Scarflagon. Yeah, it's Scarflagon. And then Flying MZ, Noivern with Roost and Taunt. Okay, cool. So, first thing I noticed with this team is that it has a lot of trouble switching into Virizion. So if I'm able to get in my Virizion on, per se, the Ice Cream, I could just basically claim a kill, especially if rocks are up, that can pressure this Noivern a lot. Another thing I noticed is he's incredibly weak to Tyrantrum, especially because it's banded. It does so much damage. I need to be careful about this Flygon, so I have to keep my Blastoise relatively healthy, or else I can lose to it. Because of that, I think my best lead is just going to be this Escavalier right here. Alright, so he's going to lead out with this Blastoise, which is cool. I think I'm just going to go for a Mega Horn and try to do as much damage as I can. He's gonna go for a Scald and try for a burn, and he gets it, which is unfortunate. And I'm just gonna go out into my Necrozma as my answer to it, and Photon Geyser should be able to do a lot to this Blastoise, because Blastoise is a major threat to me right now, and it's fine if I go down. I just really need that Blastoise to be low and get out of the way. Now I can just fire off a Dark Pulse, because that'll be able to hit everything coming in. Actually, I just go for an Aura Sphere, because if it decides to for some reason go into Registeel, I want to be able to do a lot of damage to that coming in. So at this point, like, my matchup isn't that great. Okay, so he does go Registeel. I cannot let this thing get on a timer. So, well, I think this is a very hard turn, and I really do not want to go into my Escavalier. But I think going into Tyrantrum is my play. And he actually goes for Protect, which is absolutely great. Now I can just go for a Superpower and just do a lot of damage to whatever decides to come in. Because if he decides to go Noivern, I'm going to do a lot, and like a load of damage, which is fine by me. And then he's going to just go Golisopod. Now, I think I can go... I think I can go Escavalier, which is fine. Just goes for First Impression. And let me calc that damage real quick. I should import this team. Oops. Golisopod. I'm pretty sure it's banded. On an Escavalier. Custom set. What, he crit me, correct? Yeah, he crit me, so... Is he banded? No, he's not banded. Oh, let's see. First Impression crit. Yeah, he is banded. Alright. So, what can I do from there because he's banded? What is he gonna go into? I think I'll just go double out into my Virizion. And then I'll Swords Dance up right here. Well, if he goes into Noivern, I'm in a bad position, but then I can just sack my Escavalier, which is fine. I don't want it getting toxic, but I think it's my only way of winning at this point. Okay, so he decides to go Blastoise, which is fine. I can go click Leaf Blade. And then I think he's going to decide to revenge me with Noivern or Golisopod, and at that point I can just sack my Escavalier. And he goes Noivern, so I can sack my Escavalier. That's cool. Cool. He just goes for his Z move right there, which is going to make things a lot easier for me. What I can do right now is I can bluff the Ice Beam. Oh, no, it's not worth it. Or I can just go for... I can just go for a Dragon Claw, maybe, because I don't think he goes... Yeah, I think that's my play. And my play is definitely going Tyrantrum. It's just whether I want to click Dragon Claw or Head Smash. I think Dragon Claw is better. There we go. And just like that, we're able to pick off this Flygon. And now he doesn't really have any sort of switch in for my my Head Smash at all. And what I can do is I can go hard Virizion, which is fine. And he's going to click Protect, or not. And then I can just go for a close combat right here. And he goes Noivern. And I want to keep this Noivern this low. However, yeah, now that I don't really need this Blastoise anymore because I got rid of the Flygon. And so he actually just opts to go for a Roost there. I could have gone for a double close combat if I really want to predict it, but I think I'm good. And right here, I'm just going to keep on spamming Aura Sphere. I want this thing as low as possible, and I do not want him to get his rocks up. So he's going to Protect here. But I think in the end of the day, the rocks are going to be up. So I'm just gonna rapid spin, see what's gonna happen. And he goes for Stealth Rocks, makes like a very good play, very solid play. And then I can just go for my Aura Sphere right here. That way I can just get rid of this Registeel and then start spamming hurricanes with my Scarf Moltres. I think the plays go out to Moltres right now, and then depending on whatever he decides to go into, make a game plan from there. I think he realizes that if I go Tyrantrum, I just basically get a kill. So by that, he has to go Vanillux. And that's why I want to lead Virizion and then click Stone Edge on a switch to Noivern. Because I believe it. Let me. Virizion, let's just put custom set into Noivern. Oh, it's not going to kill. Wow. But at the range he's at, it's a very tough decision. I think I'm just gonna go. I wanted to go Moltres, but if I go into Tyrantrum, I think I'm just gonna go Virizion. Sick. We actually predicted it. So now I'm thinking about going for Stone Edge, so I can keep this. Yeah, I think that's my play. I think my play is definitely going for Stone Edge because he cannot sack this Vanillux because it's his only way of accurately revenging my Tyrantrum. So how much does it do to Vanillux? Let's see. No, okay. No, I think my play is definitely Stone Edge here. Almost always. Because I don't believe the correct play for him is to stay in. Please hit, please hit, please hit, please hit. Oh, there we go. Okay, we hit. Perfect. So, because of this, I'm just going to stay in. Well, actually, I don't know. Let's see what the play is. Well, how much does Flamethrower do? Virizion into Noivern on a blink set, or not blink set. Noivern, are your Life Orb, but it's not Life Orb. Flamethrower doesn't even kill, so he has to land a hurt. Well, it's a roll, but he has to land a Hurricane. Because then I'm just gonna go close combat. Alright, which is fine. It's perfectly fine by me. And now, what I can do is I can throw off a Fire Blast. This way, I'm forcing him to go. Oh, he actually ends up winning this game. Well, actually, it comes down to 50-50, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe the play was. He has to go for Aqua Jet here, correct? He goes for First Impression and chokes, I think. All right, we take those. But you should have gone for Aqua Jet. I guess he didn't have it. Now the only thing I have to do is land this Fire Blast right here, and I should be able to win this game because I'm Scarf. So if I land this Fire Blast, I'll be able to basically pick off this Vanillux with Fire Blast, and then I can end up winning by just clicking something like Dragon Claw or Superpower or whatever, and I can get rid of this Glycopod. But I believe that his only way of winning is for me to miss at this point. I'm really surprised that his Glycopod didn't have Aqua Jet, because the play was always clicking Aqua Jet, I believe. Unless he didn't realize I was banded. Yeah, I think he didn't realize that I was banded. And because of that, he thought I was Scarfed, and therefore he thought his only way was was for me to go into Tyrantrum. That's really interesting. But yeah, I think I made definitely the correct plays, or not. Well, I actually did not make the correct play. The correct play was actually going Tyrantrum on the Noivern, but and then I would have just basically able to click a kill. Oh, he actually has Ice Shard. Interesting. I didn't know he even ran that. So okay, so it looks like it might be going to a game 3 right now. Let's see. Vanillux, Triple Breaker. Yeah, it's probably max speed, but let's see. Tyrantrum. Choice Band at -1. Will I knock it out with Superpower? Yeah, even at -1 to knock it out with Superpower. And it's not Adamant, it's Jolly. But yeah, I still knock it out with superpower. So, I think his play is to go, oh, and actually is able to knock me out. Okay, that's fine. Which is completely fine by me. Now, I brought this, I have a really cool Game 3 team. Oh, I should hide this room. Let's see. Team builder. Yeah, I think I choked that game, but it's fine. I have a Rocky MZ Barbacle with Aerial Ace for Virizion. I have a Ayapapa Rotom. I have again, another Scarf Moltres. I have a Leftovers Spadef Rhyperior. I have another Leftovers Escavalier with the same basic set. Actually, let me just import this. And then I have a Life Orb Noivern, which is going to be able to help me deal with things like Bronzong because it's taunt. So that's going to be cool. And I'm just going to load up this team and get right into it. Have fun. Alright. The thing I noticed right off the bat is that Barbacle is going to be able to win this game for me. Let me just count Barbacle custom set at +2. Oh, that's not going to help. Let me pull up a calculator. Oops, not control panel. Calculator. So what is it? 235 times 2. That's 470, and then 328 times. Oops, 328 times 1.5. It's 492. So that means I don't outspeed Scarf Shaman, and that's something important to note. I think he's the standard defensive Steelix. I think all of his sets are standard. I'm just not sure about which one of these three, a Scarf or Specs or whatever it is. So I think a great lead would be my, let's see. So Rotom is going to be able to deal with these three. I don't think you bring out an offensive threat. So, let's see. So if I go into Noivern, I think Noivern might be my best lead. Let's see. Yeah. Well, actually, I think Rotom is better. Cool. I get the good matchup, and I can just throw off a Will-O-Wisp here, which is going to make things a lot easier later on in the game. Rotom is probably one of the best answers to Steelix. I'm going to be able to get up this Will-O-Wisp on whatever he wants to do. And then right after, I can just defog these rocks if he just really wants to opt to get them up. Cool. I think Rotom is kind of a problem for him to switch into, because everything on his team is going to take some sort of kind of like damage or something of the sort from it. But that's a very good thing for me. Let me just calc Linoon with a Escavalier to make sure he can't set up on me. Oof. Let's see what rocks up. Okay. I need to be very careful about Linoon. Well, Barbacle can like check Linoon, but I don't think I'm fast. I don't think I'm faster than it. So I just need to make sure that Linoon is not able to set up on me, and I can just defog these rocks away, which is going to be great. He lets me get his Steelix, which is like amazing for later on in this game. He goes into Drapion. He's going to go for knockoff. Like, I know for a fact he's going to go for knockoff, but there's nothing I can really do about that other than going into Rhyperior. I mean, I guess he can Pursuit if he really wanted to. Oh, he goes for Aqua Tail. Wow, that's a solid play. That's a very solid play. Alright. Now, I can double back into my Rotom, and then, yeah, I think that's my best play. Or, actually. I think my better play is to go out into Noivern, so I'm able to put on a bit of offensive pressure. Now I can just throw off a Hurricane right here. And he doesn't really have a switch in, and his Milotic is going to take a lot from this. I really want to taunt, but I don't know if he's Ice Beam. I think I'm going to taunt. Taunt against my better play. I don't think he's going to run Ice Beam on this team. Now I can throw off another Hurricane. And I do managed to hit, which is amazing. Now I can go hard as Scavalier, and I'll be able to Pursuit Trap this Gardevoir. And that's just going to make things a lot easier later on in this game, because I don't have to worry about something coming. And he goes for Memento. Oh, that is a problem. That is a very big problem. Now he's going to go into Lanoon and try to set up. Oof. Now because I'm at -2. What's the chance? Okay. But there's no Stealth Rock. 2% chance. Okay. Yeah, he's going to go into Lanoon. And I just gotta do as much damage as I can with Mega Horn. Let's see what he's gonna go for. Okay, he's going for Stomping Tantrum, which is fine by me. Now I just have to pick a really expendable member and then go back into Scavalier and then try to win from there. Let's think. Noivern is great. And now looking back, I think I'll be able to manage without Rhyperior. Or is Barbicle the most expendable? I think the Shaman is not Scarf. I also want to calc the Aqua Tail damage, and I want to make sure Drapion, just figure out what it is. Drapion Scarf on a Rhyperior. Let's see, Aqua Tail. How much did it do? 60 something, I think. Gonna do 60 something. Yeah, it is. So it's banded. That is a banded. That is a banded Drapion. So I'll be good there. I think this is gonna be Scarf Gardevoir. However, I never know what the Shaman set is. I definitely need the Scavalier healthy no matter what, though. So I was thinking, we'll be able to manage with it. I think Rhyperior is my most expensive member, which is fine. That's perfectly fine by me. And he actually goes for Extreme Speed, which is sick. Unfortunately, I'll have to manage this game without any rocks, but that's fine by me. I don't think, by the way, a Scavalier doesn't go down to this Stomping Tantrum for sure. Just gonna calculate, make sure. It does not go, it does not go down to the Stomping Tantrum. And then my Iron Head will be able to pick this thing off. So I'm just gonna go for an Iron Head right here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, so I thought I was going to fall behind a bit there, but then I ended up being able to pull through, so we're good, we're good. And no matter what he goes into, I have very solid answers. Now I can just protect up on this and see what he's going to go, or what he's going to do, sorry. He just goes for that. I don't think I really need the Scarf on this. It doesn't really do much in this game, so that's why I'm just going to go hard Moltres. And then if I activate some sort of Flame Orb, that'd be sick. I'm just going to U-turn out here. And then if he goes into something that's very good for me, then so be it. What he could do is he could probably just go out into Milotic, and if he goes out into Milotic, that just allows me to get in my Noivern again. Or it can allow me to go back into my Rotom, and then I can get up another Will-O-Wisp or something of the sort. And he does not get burned, unfortunately, but that is fine. Now, I think Barbicle is my play here. And now, I think my play is just to throw out a Rockium right here. I believe that is my play. Yeah. Because if he allows me to set up with no, like, punishment, I think he has to go for knockoff. Because he can't allow me to set up without any punishment. So he has to go out into Shaman or Milotic, which I'd love to get damage on. Or he just stay in and go for knockoff. Sick. He actually goes into his Milotic. And I'm just going to calc this real quick. And then Barbicle. Custom set. And with the Z move, that is in the range, and then that's going to do that much. I want to go for Aerial Ace here, because if he decides to go Shaman, yeah, there we go. Scavalier is my play here. He has synthesis. Ooh, interesting. So now he can't stay in because then he loses, I believe. So I could have technically I could have won right there, but that's fine. I'm going to go into Rotom because actually going to go into Noivern because Noivern outspeeds his entire team and doesn't have anything for it. And then he decides to go hard Steelix, which is fine because I can go right back into Rotom. Right, I can go right back into Rotom, and then I can just throw off a Volt Switch. He decides to get up rocks, and I can just throw off a Will-O-Wisp here. Please land, please land, please land. All right, we landed. All right, and I didn't want him going into Drapion because that would have been awful for me. So I can just defog away these rocks. He's going to go for a knockoff because I don't think he can let this Escavalier come back in. And next, if he decides to go for Poison Jab, then so be it, because I'll get out these rocks, and I can just win from Barbicle from there. Yeah. Let me just calc. +2 custom set on a Steelix Mega. Let's see. Power showdown usage. Yep, you're going to drop at 76%, which is cool. And I can just Volt Switch right here. Alright, he makes a good play, but now I can just go back out into Noivern. And then, if he decides that he wants to go Shaman, Hurricane right here, yeah, there we go, we didn't miss, that's great. Yeah, that was weird. Maybe he was, Z-Celebrate. However, if he was Z-Celebrate, then I could have gotten a Escavalier and knocked him out with Mega Horn. Let me just calculate real quick. Yeah, just +1. Escavalier, custom set. Oh, I wouldn't have, but then, sorry. As long as it kept him low, I would have been fine. I don't think he really had anything for Noivern anyway. Let me just see these replays. I don't know if they're all saved. Oops. Alright, sick. But, yeah, so, his team all around was way too slow, I believe. Yeah, he ran a Scarf Gardevoir, but if you base your entire game plan about using Lanoon and winning, I don't understand how he expected me to choke with Escavalier and then just lose the game like that. So I don't agree with his memento play so early on in the game. He could have won a lot later, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But going Escavalier there was definitely what changed the game, and even though I could have won, I'll show you the turn. I could have won on this turn right here, where I could have just gone to Barbicle, Shell Smashed, and won. I believe that I made the safer play of not risking his Shaman be a double Scarf. And by that, I think that's what won me the game. Another thing is, looking back, this is almost definitely Z. I could have won the game right there if I decided to Shell Smash. Then I would be able to knock this out with an Aerial Ace. I could have won there as well. However, I made the safer play. And right here, because he switched out a Shaman, even though I had an Escavalier in front of me, that is going to reveal to me that you did not, in fact, have HP Fire. Because at that range, I believe HP Fire would have, regardless of if you had +1, oops. Let's see. Yeah, so at that range, you would have been able to, oops, not Life Orb. Alright, Life Orb. At that range, you would have been able, yeah, so since Showdown rolls down, and that's something I would risk for almost 100% of the time. You should have been able to just click HP Fire and knock me out. However, you opted not to, so that's going to tell me that you don't have HP Fire. So basically, as long as it kept you below a certain range, which I could have done, Even if you decide to go for a Z move, I would have been able to knock you out with Mega Horn. Oops. With Mega Horn as long as you were in this range, which is not hard for me to do at all. And yeah, that's just going to be my tournament replay against Rob Jr. Now, Rob Jr., don't get me wrong, the Rob Jr. is an incredibly solid player. His main isn't RU, but I feel like I play these games pretty well. And if you guys saw any misplays, feel free to tell me, and I'll make sure to look over them and try to learn from my mistakes. So, yeah, that's going to be all for today. Thank you for watching.